What?
I'm serious now.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You already know what time it is. Listen, are you mad? Are you mad? Are you lean? Listen, you ain't got the minerals, baby. Bada bing, bada bam. By the way, listen, also tap into APG, great Christian clothing brand as well. Get involved with them.
I'll see you very soon.
High juice, apple or mango. Do you know the bane of dilute juices? The bane of dilute juice is the fact that someone doesn't give you chilled, cold water.
Did you guys just do that?
Yeah.
What the fuck to stay for?
Well, you tell me. You haven't said that
What the
yourself.
fuck we got to stay for?
Part of me hoped that he would be like, yep, I'm coming home with you like tonight. It would have made me feel a lot better.
Okay, guys, let's get into the video. Let's talk about this. So, after watching this latest episode, I've been letting a few episodes pass by. I didn't want to talk for a little while. I wanted to kind of just watch it, see what happens, and then come into it a few days later. Now, you guys have obviously seen me. I have been defending Michael like there's no tomorrow. I've been backing him because, like I said, I like to tell the truth of what I see, and I also like to not only just go with the grain because people are saying it. So, you know, I've been kind of watching and just kind of waiting. After today's episode, I can safely say, Michael, yeah, I don't want to say a dickhead, but what he did, being an absolute douche. Now, the thing that's happened over here is that Michael has got with Joanna, his ex is Amber, they're in a house together. It's slightly awkward. I get it, right? And here's my first point. I don't feel that Michael has found the love of his life in Joanna. Here's number reason why.
Phil.
I feel like I came in and found what I wanted, and now she's leaving.
Joanna.
One, if you did, you would have left with her when she was going. Yeah? If you make it, because you have to understand, he made a declaration before then, obviously he finally got that he wants, before this came to this point, okay? Now we're at a point where they're saying either Joanna's got to go or Michael's got to go. They chose Joanna to go. Michael's staying in, yeah? Now, deep this situation, yeah? Joanna's obviously going, then he makes a declaration that, oh, do you know what, yeah? Yeah, I found the love of my life, blah, 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 blah. Now, when he finished that sentence, he should have finished it by saying, so guys, love you and appreciate you, but I'm also going to go with her. He didn't. Now, when you didn't do that, she obviously then walked right past. She tried to walk past, and he tried to grab her, and she walked past. Now, at that conjuncture is point number 2. This thing here, yeah, is a, you know, my dad used to do something which was very, very interesting. When we were kids, yeah, he would say, listen, nobody leave your shoe in the living room. So everybody was always on point. But sometimes you just leave a shoe in there and you hear the door latch opening, you grab a shoe and run to your bedroom. Yeah, you kids know about this. You know how it is. When you're younger, you know what it is. It got to a point where your dad finally leaves his shoe in the living room. And what does everybody do? They point out, Dad, you've always said that you shouldn't leave your shoe in the living room. How can you leave your shoe in the living room? Everyone gets onto him. Well, Michael has been chanting the words immature, childish for the longest when it came to Amber's behavior. And parts of it I champion too, because I believe parts of Amber's behavior is childish. And I'll come on to her after. So when he said it, I didn't bat an eyelid. But here's my bloody thing. Don't think, yeah, that when you say it to Amber, it's not going to get said to your girl, Joanna. Joanna. When she decides to walk past you and ignore you, she did the exact same thing that Amber did. But did you give Amber the leeway when she did it? Now, I'll be honest. There was 2 or 3 occasions when it happened and before it got to the final breaking point. But what I'm saying is this. That same behavior you saw in Amber just exhibited itself in Joanna. That same childish that you were saying about just exhibited itself in Joanna. That same immaturity that you're talking about just exhibited itself in Joanna. What you finna do about it? Michael, what are you going to do about it? Oh, I know what he did about it, because later when he says, I can understand her feelings. She was angry about the situation, boom, 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 boom. Now, I'm not even disputing that, because I do feel like Joanna would have been angry about it. She wanted him to leave her. But just pump your brakes. I've always been backing Michael and everything that he said when it comes to the Amber situation, because I believe that's the truth. But, my friend, keep the same freaking energy, otherwise I'm gonna have a problem with you. Yeah, me and you gonna have a bit of a problem. Here's why: because you didn't say that to Amber. You didn't say, "Oh, I understand why Amber's the way she is." No, you didn't say that. No, you said, obviously, the way you're coming at me, I don't particularly like the way you're coming at me.
Oh, it's a prime
What?
example of walking away. It's
What?
a prime example of walking away.
What do you mean?
You could have just sat and talked to me for a little bit, like.
I want to go to the toilet.
You could have just sat and talked to me for a little
About
bit.
what?
Just about anything else.
I'm not going to talk about.
And you don't let me have a word in edgeways. So, my friend, where are you going? I want to see that same energy when your girl just walked past you, ignored you in front of everybody, making you look like a complete dickhead, Kaz. I seem to recall I did a video where Amber walked past him, and how did you react? Are you going to walk past me? Now, let's be honest. His reaction in terms of that immediate moment was consistent.
I'm not.
Okay.
Did you really just do that?
Yeah.
Let me keep the same energy. I'm not going to point it out that way. That's point number 3. His energy was the same. So when he addressed it, he spoke to her and said, "Obviously, you're going to walk past me." But the only thing he didn't say is that you're childish or immature for walking past me. You didn't mention that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't mention, you know, that you know what, like, to grow up because that kind of behaviour is not warranted, right? You didn't mention that. What you did go into is obviously saying the fact that, you know what, I was explaining to the people, and you know, this, that. I can't remember what he even said. Even me, I'm waffling. I can't remember exactly what he said. All I know is that he didn't keep it 100 consistent. Do you get me? But then obviously, point number 4 is Joanna then obviously said about, you know, him staying in. Now, here's the thing. I can understand why Joanna's feeling a certain way. Here's why. Because the whole premise of their relationship has been kind of based around the fact that he left Amber for her. Now, her insecurity in the situation has been around the fact that she doesn't feel like he's fully over Amber. And I, hands down, agree with her. And I think we've all agreed with her. I've never said that Michael doesn't feel for Amber. I believe he feels for Amber, and I believe it's fueling a lot of his behaviour here.
I feel like a bit of a savage because I just had to fucking just say to her again, because obviously Amber pulled me last night before Joanna left and basically told me how she felt. Yeah. So I thought, I can't leave that open-ended, because last time I left open-ended, there was a load of speculation around it and people started thinking that there was a chance that me and Amber would get back together, and I couldn't let that happen again.
I feel like it's fueling a lot of his energy that he's presenting at the moment. So I'll come on to that in a second. But when obviously Joanna then said to him, listen, at first, she said to him, "I thought you'd have left with me," and he didn't. He was trying to obviously combat what she said, and then she actually said, "It's fine, it's fine." Now, girls normally say it's fine, it's fine. What they're actually saying is, "Yo, I just said obviously the first thing I said, you better back that," and now I'm saying it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, because I don't want you to even bother, but I want you to bother, because girls are like that, yeah. They don't want you to bother, but they want you to bother. Now, at that conjuncture, Michael should have said, "You know what, Johnny, you're right. I'm gonna leave with you, yeah." You're absolutely right, yeah. Do you know what, I don't know what I was thinking, but you should give me a bit of. He could have explained himself and said, "Look, give me a bit of time. It was my bad. Like, I was just kind of thinking about the moment. I didn't really, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to process it." No. Michael was saying, nah. I'm going to continue. Basically, he said he's going to continue. But in Joanna's head, she's thinking, continue for what? When he said to her, specifically, "Oh, there's nothing in here for me. What am I staying for? What am I staying for?"
What do I have to stay for?
Well, you tell me. You haven't said that
What the
yesterday.
fuck have I got to stay for?
No,
I've got nothing here.
My broski, if you really, really deep this girl, no matter what she's saying about, you know, stay, you'd have left, right? Because the whole point is, the reason why she's saying stay, because you didn't say you wanted to leave originally. And Maura picked up on it. I bet the mango is deadly. Maura picked up on it. And so she pointed that out. So, for me, I'm looking at the situation as to, I can understand why there was mixed signals with the friends of Amber and Michael, because he doesn't necessarily shut the door often. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you don't have to be rude to shut a door. You don't have to be. But we'll get onto that point as well. So obviously after that's happened, you know, then Joanna's saying her goodbyes. She calls him a fucking snake. She calls him an effing snake, yeah? And she bounces, yeah? And he's like, "What? Effing snake? What? How am I effing snake? And I was like, at that point, bro, why don't you shut it down?" And I was like, actually, do you know what? To be honest, even with Amber, he didn't shut it down. He's not that kind of person. So I'll give him that. He didn't. The same energy was there. Let me give him that. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's what happens after that. So obviously now, what happens now? Obviously now is that he actually made a statement earlier on as well that, you know what, guys, I don't, you know, anything that you don't choose, it's not shady. I know it's not shady. I know it's not against me. Blah blah.
Respect for everyone, I do, and I know that it's a hard decision. Like, it's not taken lightly, and there's no like kind of no shade thrown about. I get it, it's hard. I do.
Joanna, it's
Blah blah blah. But when obviously that Aunt Joanna's gone and he's standing there looking like a mug, and Jordan comes up to him, he says, "Nah, don't talk to me. Michael, these are your boys, you know. Don't talk to me. Whose fault is it that you're in this position? Is it not your own? Are you not a master of your own fate here, bro? Like, I'm not saying you had to know what the public was saying, but what I'm saying to you is, bro, you are a master of your own fate in this situation, bro. You engineered to get with another girl. You didn't treat the ex-girlfriend properly by sitting her down to listen. Look, do you know what? My bad. Do you know what? Blah, 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 blah. You didn't sit her down to that. You decided to go on a militant one. And I even backed it. I said, look, if you go on a militant one, I can understand why you're on a militant one. But you've got to go militant even to the end. You don't start going emotional about it and saying, like, man, don't talk to me. You know, you got to hold your own gas. You got to hold that bullet, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't start looking for excuses to blame somebody for the reason why you're in, because that behavior shows me that there's a blame culture in him, that he's blaming the rest of them for putting him in that situation. And the reason why I said it's because his face during the process of when they're trying to save who they should save, I think he thought they would save him and Joanna over Anna and Jordan. Bro, what, fam? What? But obviously, clearly, maybe he hasn't got the message from the rest of the villa, which is we don't believe you and Joanna. You know, maybe that message hasn't come through. And like I said, he would have made a greater statement by leaving with Joanna, but he didn't. Instead, he wants to stay on the lad's holiday. Fam, for what? It is Love Island. It's not a holiday. It's a Love Island. Do you get it? So you need to actually fall in love with somebody. You actually need to get in a relationship with somebody. You need to actually fancy somebody. Since Joanna is the love of your life, what are you staying in the villa for? What? Because you said, and this is what blows my mind more. This is what really got me vexed. That you're staying in it to see if you can test yourself with you and Joanna. This is a test of our relationship. Absolute bollocks. I'm sorry. I call out bull when I need to call out bull. There's no such thing. This is a test to see if me and Joanna actually are compatible. What? Sorry? Have you not had enough tests as it is with the Amber situation? You want another test of your own ingenuity? My friend, stop lying. It's okay. You don't feel Joanna in the way that you say you're feeling her, yeah? You're pissed at Amber because really and truly, fam, you still got some type of feeling there. And I'm not saying you're going to go back there. I'm saying you've got some type of feeling. That's why the vim is coming from your chest. Now, another part of his vim is coming from the pride. Someone like Michael, I don't know what happened in his past, but there's a lot of pride that is raging in him that would never allow the woman to take the mick out of him. I'm not saying that any woman should ever do that, but what I'm saying is, the way that some people react out of pride when they feel like someone's taking the piss out of them, there's different responses. His response lets me know that I can, and I told you this in the last video, I can never be a dickhead. Not to you.
Pardon?
Sit down.
Did she just let him talk to her like that? Sit down.
Sit down.
Yeah.
No.
I just want to quickly grab you.
Right.
He's in a sort of take no prisoners mind frame right now.
Yeah, he really is, mate.
You said it in a smiling way. I don't think you meant it like that.
No, I don't think he...
Yeah, it can never happen. I can never be a dickhead. And if I am going to look like a dickhead, I will take you out the game and myself. I don't mind. That's the type of mentality he comes on. I know that kind of mentality. I call it the player's mentality. Those who are used to having options, yeah, and having many women and doing whatever they want. Often as well, I'm going to be real with you as well. They've had girls and they've had it their own way for a very long time. So therefore, the way they value women is different. Not say they don't value women to be women, but in the sense of because they've got so many options, how do you treat it? Right? It's not it's a commodity now, rather than actually being a rare thing. Do you get me? So when certain men behave in a certain way because they've got too much option, and not only that, when you have options, you have power. Some people get hungry on the power. As Kanye said, not one man should have all that power. So when men are in a position of power when it comes to options, they treat people the way they treat people. And that's the way that Michael treated Amber. He treated her out of the option that he has to choose another girl. The power. Do you get me? So when I started looking at it, yeah, I was like, okay, cool. Alright, cool. So now I'm looking at a situation, how long ago? I'm looking at a situation with with Amber, right? And he said, like, he went on militant, yeah. And for me, I know where he was coming from, but you don't get the right to say what he said at the beginning. Now I get it that he wants to squash certain things, but that squashing of rumors got nothing to do with Amber and all to do with what you feel Amber has done to you. You see, this is all a power struggle. I want you to understand something, people, ladies and gentlemen, about relationships. Even in good relationships, there are power struggles. Do you know why? Because human beings are corrupt to the bone. This is why God is needed. Yeah, this is why Jesus is needed. Because the flesh of man and women, yeah, is all about power. Men are vying for power to get respect, and they will take the respect. Women are trying to trump men and trying to take the power to control a man to do what they want. So both sets of parties are trying to abuse the power that they have over the other. And so what happens here is that Michael is seeing a power struggle between himself and Amber. He feels Amber has orchestrated the situation that's got him now, of him and Joanna, at the bottom too. He may feel that also Amber has contributed towards a negative perception of him and Joanna in the public's eye. So these things may be playing in his mind, right? And so therefore now what we see is him blaming Amber, even though he's in the bottom two, not because of Amber, even though he got saved, not because of Amber, even though because Joanna had to leave, not because of Amber, but because of what he did. And that lack of taking responsibility is exactly what Adam did in the Garden of Eve. When God asked Adam, where are you? He said, you know what, God, bruv, you know what it is, yeah? It's mad. It's a mad thing. And then when God said, what's going on? He said, it's the woman you gave me. Men from the dawn of time, since the fall of man, I want you to understand this, since the fall of man, have always avoided blame. Why? Because they don't want to get the blame. Simple as. They just don't want to get the blame. They don't want to get into trouble. Yeah, because that's how little boys are. We don't want to get into trouble. Right? So, with the Michael and Amber situation, when he told her to, Amber, yeah, sit down. Now the tone, the command, put together, plus the environment and the situation they're in, makes this as if you're talking to someone who's a subservient dog below you. And I absolutely disagree with it. And I absolutely find it sickening that Michael would even try and say that. Now he may not have thought of it when he said it at the time. He may have thought, I just need to shut this down. But I want you to be very aware. This is why anger is never it's never a good byproduct. It's never a good product to allow to manifest. The Bible says, do not let the anger go down on the sun. The reason why it says that is because the way that anger can, and the Bible says, do not give the devil a foothold. Yeah, anger always gives the devil a foothold, because the thing that you say out of your mouth comes from a place of hurt. And when you're hurt, you're trying to hurt other people to feel like, so they feel like you were your feeling. Do you get me? Now Michael was hurt. He's cut deep. His girl was left. Yeah, he knows that rumors gonna fly from an Amber again, and like I said, because it's about power, he still feels like Amber. Don't get twisted, but he's never gonna go there again out of pride, not because he doesn't fancy her. Out of pride, he cannot go there, because if he goes there, it's telling everybody that actually Amber was right and actually I was wrong. That's the way he's looking at it in his head. It's a power struggle once again. And so what does he do? Instead of actually saying, look, Amber, let's talk. What does he say? He interrupts the conversation with and Molly or whatever and tells Amber, sit down, yeah? And even Amber repeats it, sit down, like, whoa. Like, she wanted to question it, but she was like, you know what, let me just leave it as it is. And I commend her for that, right? So Michael then obviously tells her to sit down. In what world and how dare you? In what world and how dare you? In what freaking world and how dare you? Don't ever in your life, Michael, ever in your life talk to someone like that again. How dare you? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care how pissed you are. Don't talk to someone like an absolute dog. Especially when I say don't talk to someone like a dog, I can understand when someone's done something to you. I get it. But in this case, Amber is not the culprit here. You are. You are the freaking culprit. If you feel like you love this Joanna girl, leave. But instead, you're not here leaving because it's a power battle. You need to show Amber who's boss, isn't it? Yeah? You need to show Amber who's boss. You need to let her know that you'll never have it. Yeah? He was so hurt by what she did in the relationship. He's held that grudge. There's people like this who hold on to grudges. He's not letting it go until he shows you that he's done it. Do you get me? If you're going to take and like I said, he blames Joanna leaving on Amber. Trust me, he does. He doesn't blame on anybody else but Amber. Since you've done that, I'm going to get you. I'm going to make sure you know there ain't no bloody chance of me and you, and there's no way I'm coming back to you. Trust me. Boom. Settings. Anyway, guys, that's my review for today's episode. I want to say more, but try and keep it 20 minutes and short. Get me? Anyway, little black book, you know what time it is. Yeah. I appreciate you. You ain't got the minerals.